So Young Thug was recently arrested in a state RICO case. It's not a federal RICO case. Because usually when you hear that RICO case, you're thinking about the federal government, but no, it actually is not the federal government. It's actually the state of Georgia that filed a RICO case against Young Thug. So they went pick him up at his house in Buckhead. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
May know him for music and the videos that go with it, but this is our video of a man identified as Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug. Both names are among more than 24 defendants charged in a sprawling Fulton County indictment. He's charged with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act and participation in criminal street gang activity. His attorney, Brian Steele.
I'll tell you the response to any allegation is Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever, and we will fight to my last drop of blood to clear him.
There appeared to be a massive presence on Allison Drive in Buckhead by Atlanta police and perhaps others. The Fulton County District Attorney's Office confirms that's where Young Thug resides. The indictment says, quote, the objectives of the conspiracy included but were not limited to preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise through acts of racketeering activity, including murder, assault, and threats of violence. It describes a criminal street gang called YSL, starting in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. Quote, YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. Young Thug is one of 3 alleged to be YSL founders. Last week, Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis told us,
we expect that in coming days, weeks, and months that we will bring RICO indictments against gang members, even top-level gang members, to make sure that we rid them from our society.
The DA's office confirms another one of the defendants, Christian Eppinger, an alleged YSL associate, is the same Eppinger accused of shooting Atlanta police officer David Rogers 6 times in February and seriously wounding him.
So as you can see, they had a case, running for a long time, going almost back 10 years on Young Thug, way before he became, the rapper that we know today. And, this is why, it never pays to get involved with crime, man. It's so many legal ways to get your money that you ain't got to hurt nobody by getting it, and you can just stay on the straight and narrow. Because one thing I was told a long time ago by my grandfather, man, he said, always get money, always work hard. He said, but don't do it in a way you always looking over your shoulder, where you're looking over the shoulder of an enemy, coming at you because of that life you in, or you're looking over your shoulder because you're worrying about the police. You know what I'm saying? Get your money the legal way, pay your taxes, do everything you're supposed to do, and just try to stay on the straight and narrow, man, because these folks here, man, they're going to throw football numbers. Now, of course, when they gaff up that many people, they graft up at least, 28 people in this indictment. What they're trying to do is get people to talk. And, of course, now Young Thug, he got money. He going to have, definitely some lawyers to help fight, but what he got to worry about was how much he was really involved and if people going to start talking. Because, once they start telling me, look, well, you looking at 50 years. So give me something and we can reduce that. Maybe we can reduce that down to maybe 3. But you got to give me something good and you got to testify, though, because they'll say, think about it. Young Thug ain't going to do it in 50 years. You going to, because we looking at you. He said he got lawyers. He may not get the time you get. So you got to think about yourself right now. So look, we offering you 3 years. If you go on and tell us what Young Thug and them was doing, it ain't too many dudes out there that's going to take that 50 years. It's a rare breed that's going to take that 50. A rare breed. Trust me on that. And a lot of times, them cops sometimes don't even have a whole lot on it. Sometimes they try and get you to talk. Or they may have just enough and they need you to connect the dots for them, so they put you in there to talk. Some dudes have gotten out of jail by just keeping their mouth shut about certain things. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Now, I'm not for gangs in the community because these gangs are protecting the community. They aren't doing anything that's good for the community. So I take no issue with them gaffing them up and getting them out the way. We don't need that. We got enough problems in the black community. We don't need nobody out here dealing no drugs or anything else or hurt and harm the people in the community. You got old people scared to leave the house because of that. Now, see, when you're doing dirt, and this thing about these rappers is, they do dirt and then they want to still be having their hands in the dirt. Like, I don't get that. Wouldn't want to be, listen, part of the reason to getting out of that life and getting money is so you don't got to be returning to that. Man, I'm like, I'm not staying in the city. I started anything I ain't no business in. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? You know, this dude all these years winning awards and getting money and all that, and these folks was still building the case on him all that time. See, if you know you're doing dirt, man, like I say, you just need to get out the game, and some of y'all just need to go ahead and move around, because maybe he'd have moved around, he probably wouldn't even got caught up like that. But they said that, you know, Young Thug and more than 24 other YSL members were indicted, including Sergio Kitchens, who goes by the rap name Gunna. And so far, at least 3 of those named in indictment have been taken into custody. We know Young Thug has, as we've seen. Now, they said that they're trying to get 75 to 80% of all violent crime out of the community. That's what they say. So they said the indictment, as you saw earlier, say preserving, protecting, enhancing the reputation, power, territory of the enterprise through acts of racketeering, including a murder, assault, and threats of violence. You know, they talk about armed robbery, talking about obtaining weapons and money through acts of racketeering, including robbery, theft, and unlawful sale and distribution of drugs. I mean, it's this dude got so much stuff going on, man. I mean, it's crazy. But what can we learn here, man? Look. It's an old saying to say crime just don't pay. Because eventually them folks gonna catch up with you. And they don't catch up with you, your ops gonna catch up with you. Somebody gonna catch up with you. You know, and like I say, those of you fans of Young Thug, man, he should have chose, you know, definitely better friends and got out of that life, you know, because yeah, them folks, like I said, they be watching, man. They always watching, especially a lot of you brothers in hip hop. But y'all, you know, leave me a comment. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Young Thug, man, getting arrested. And you think he'll get out of it? Let me know.